Hello everyone, and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution. So friends, today we have a special guest with us. Her name is Mugdha. She has got selected in TCS, Capgemini, LTI, and some more companies. So today she is here and she is going to share her experience, like how did she got selected in LTI? So how did she apply for the job? How was the written test? How was the interview? So each and everything she will be sharing in this video. So before we move ahead, so congratulations, Mugdha, and
Thank you,
please
sir.
introduce a bit of yourself.
Yes, sir. I am Mugdha Doke. I completed my BE ENTC from PVG's College of Engineering and Technology in Pune, and I got selected in LTI
Okay, so what is your batch? So graduation
2022 batch,
2022,
2022,
and what was the package which was offered by LTI to you?
for LPA.
For LPA, great. So now the floor is completely yours. So you please tell us, like, how did you apply for LTI? When was your written test conducted? What was the pattern of written test? What happened in the interview? So the complete process we wanted to hear from you.
Yes, sir, sure. So I got to know about the LTI recruitment from one of the videos only, and I applied through the from YouTube only through the
So it was
description link.
posted on our channel.
Yes, sir. It was posted on your channel.
Okay.
So I applied and then I got a mail that, okay, you have been successfully registered and you will get a mail for the exam soon.
Mhm.
Around December 10th, 12th, I got the mail for the written exam.
Mhm.
Uh, so written pattern consisted of the technical MCQs and the
Mhm.
coding question. We had
Okay.
different levels for the coding question, like level 1 was for 4 LPA, level 2 for 5 LPA,
Mhm.
and so this was the basic structure of the
So
exam.
in technical MCQs, do you remember how many questions were there? And the question was from C or other languages?
Yes, sir. So in case of technical MCQ, we had 40 MCQs, 40
Mhm.
minutes. So 1 minute for each MCQ.
Okay.
And they covered like the basics of programming language, C, C++, Python. There were questions on these. There
Mhm.
were pseudo code questions.
Mhm.
They also asked about software development life cycle. Few questions were based on that. Then
Mhm.
few questions on front end like HTML, CSS basic.
Mhm.
So they tried to cover all the aspects which are included. And they
Okay.
also asked on, there were questions on object oriented programming like polymorphism, encapsulation,
Okay.
and they asked about the operating system also. Like there were basic questions on operating system, but they did include it in the um, technical MCQ.
Okay. Was there any negative marking and how many questions you attempted? Do you remember?
Yes, sir. So there was no negative marking for the
Mhm.
technical MCQ,
Mhm.
and I tried to attempt almost around 28 to 30. So I did not go for marking all the correct answers in a one go. I
Mhm.
tried to solve them, and 28 to 30 I solved it correctly, but the rest of one then I
And
just
there was no
marked that.
time limit, right?
The 40 minutes
I
was
mean,
the time
the
limit.
complete time limit was there 40 minutes,
No,
but
no.
question wise time limit was not there.
There was no time limit for a particular question.
Okay.
The complete
So,
duration was 40 minutes.
okay, great. And when you move to the coding section, then how many questions were there? What was the time duration? And if you could remember, what was the questions were there? Yeah.
Yes, sir. So after I completed my technical MCQ
MCQ.
round,
Mhm.
then on that platform, Metal was the platform. They said that if you are cleared in this, you will get a mail in few minutes.
Mhm.
So after that, I got a mail that okay, you have cleared technical MCQ, and now you can proceed towards the coding question.
Mhm.
So the coding question was of easy to medium difficulty,
Mhm.
medium level difficulty, and there was one question for 30 minutes, and this was level 1. So basically, they asked the question was on palindrome, I guess,
Mhm.
but the difficulty level was like easy to medium, and there were test cases basically.
Mhm. Mhm.
So uh, that was it. And like after that, after
So,
completing that, I
mhm.
got a mail
Mhm.
that okay, you have cleared coding question 1, you can
Mhm.
proceed to second. But
Mhm.
the second coding question was quite difficult. It was a DSA based
Mhm.
uh, on graph or a tree, I think.
Mhm.
So that I couldn't clear. So again, I got a mail that okay, you have just completed level 1. and you're eligible for 4 LPA, and you will get the mail for interview.
Mhm. So when you got the mail for interview, and how many rounds were
So
there? Mhm.
there were 2 rounds. One was a completely technical round, and second was HR.
Mhm.
So on 25th January, my technical round was scheduled,
Mhm.
and which was about 25 to 30 minutes. And
Okay.
after that, I got the mail for HR, and HR was conducted on 5th February.
Okay. So
So
yeah, what
in
happened in
during
technical interview?
yes, sir. So during the technical interview, first they asked me to introduce myself. Then they asked about the college and branch and all everything. I covered these topics in the introduction. Then they asked me which programming language do you know. So
Mhm.
I said C and C++.
Mhm.
So this gives the direction to the interviewer that okay, now the this candidate knows has basic knowledge about C and C++.
Mhm.
Then they asked a lot of questions. So first question they asked was why, what about Python and Java? You don't know about Python. So I said, sir, side by side, I'm also learning Python and
Mhm.
Java as well,
Mhm.
because nowadays they use a lot. Java and Python are like, one should have the basic knowledge of these two programming languages also. So they said, okay.
Mhm.
Then they came back again. So they asked me about what is C++. Then explain the four OP pillars like encapsulation, polymorphism, and all in
Mhm.
along with example.
Mhm.
So they expected me to know along with example, am I able to explain it properly or
So
not? So
example means here, like suppose
a
polymorphism
real
means.
life example,
Okay, real life example. Okay.
inheritance, and so real life example. And they
Okay.
didn't ask me to code
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that something, but
Mhm.
they asked me to just explain.
Okay.
So that I did. Then they asked me about the memory allocation in C.
Mhm.
So malloc, calloc functions,
Mhm.
and that I explained. And they also asked me about APIs. So I said, no, sir, I am not aware about it, but as I get time, I'll search about it.
Mhm.
And then they asked me about recursion. Do you know what is recursion? Then arrays and pointers. So what is the use of pointer? And such type of questions based on C++. Then at the end, they asked, okay, fine. If you clear this, you will get a mail from HR,
So
but
did you?
keep practicing.
Okay. So they also asked you to write any kind of code during the interview, or
No, sir.
only the concepts?
Only the concepts. Like in my case, they asked only the concept, but there were a few of my friends
Mhm.
who were asked to code also. Like they asked to share the screen
Mhm.
and code snippet at least you should know,
Okay.
or
Logic
even
based
if you
ones.
don't know, you should know how the program is going to run or how it goes. So
Mhm.
the algorithmic steps were asked to them.
Okay. 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 And then when was your HR interview? So you, as you
Uh,
mentioned, 5th of Feb.
yes, so 5th of Feb I had HR. During the HR, they also cross-referenced, referenced. They said that okay, these were they knew like what answers I had given in my TR, because they get the feedback from the technical round also.
Mhm.
So they asked me, have you been practicing about Python and all, Python and Java? So I said yes, I'm practicing. Then they self introduction. Then they asked about the family background. Then what are the different curricular activities you have done in these 4 years?
Mhm.
Then about the project they asked me, like you must be doing some final year project, explain that. So I explained my final year project. And
Mhm.
again, the one important question they asked was why do you want to shift from ENTC to IT?
Mhm.
So I told them the different points which were there,
Mhm.
and they said okay. The one more important thing was they asked me to show all the documents. Like I shared my screen, I showed all my like 10th 12th mark sheet and all. So
Mhm.
in HR round, basically that verification also happens.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, and after 5th of Feb, when you got the selection mail that you were selected in?
So I got my selection offer letter on 24th Feb. Like I was waiting a lot whether I'll get selected or not,
But
because
this, whatever,
some
you this gap is like too much. Like a student has to wait for, almost 3 months. So December, January, and Feb. So
yes, sir.
you should have a lot of patience.
Patience, yes.
Yeah.
because the entire process takes a lot of time, like start right from registration of the exam till the offer
Mhm.
letter. It's almost 3 to 4 months, so we need to have patience.
Correct, correct, correct. But finally, you got the offer from L&T, and that's a very good company to
Yes,
work
sir.
with, L&T Infotech.
Yes.
Okay. So, can you also let us know, like, what was your source of study? Like, how did you, being a CE student, how did you prepare for all these things?
Yes, sir. So specifically, I would say that the technical MCQs which were there, these are only the basics. So they are not going to ask us very difficult questions. The resource which I followed was the videos of online study for you, which are available, like
Mhm,
your YouTube channel itself. It
mhm.
helped a lot. Like genuinely, being from a IT background and coming towards IT, we need to have technical knowledge, and
Yes, yes.
this only becomes possible when you practice.
True.
So I practiced a lot of MCQs which were previously asked in LTI, and as well as other, like I took a particular concept, I searched the video for those, tried to solve again for similarly for all the other concepts. So I would say online study for you plays a very important role because it has helped me to get an offer. So I would
Uh,
suggest the students who are going to appear for any of the interviews to go through the playlists and the videos which are available in the channel, like YouTube channel.
No problem. Your interview experience video will also help many of them to
Yes,
understand
sir.
and prepare accordingly.
Yes, sir. Right.
So yeah. So once again, Mugdha, thanks a lot for coming to our platform and sharing your experience. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.